Now let's stop talking about things that are going to cost you. We're hooking you up with ways to maximize your money. Now we like to welcome Brent Wilsey back, president of Wilsey Asset Management. He's going to help you create wealth, right?
Create wealth, yes.
Create wealth.
And before we go into that, I got a comment on YouTube. That's a good thing if you own Google. Google owns YouTube, and these are things that we have to teach people how to take advantage of stuff, not just pay out for it. And Taylor, in this book right here, it's filled with smart ideas to make people smarter investors.
I like that.
You like that?
And we all need that help. I don't like the idea that YouTube is charging because, I mean, you go to a video and there's so many advertisers on there. You have to watch the advertisement.
Right.
I mean, that's enough. Now they're just being greedy. That's my opinion. But let's talk about another huge conglomerate. Disney is killing it right now, and their Iron Man 3 was released this weekend, and they like were #1 at the box office, right?
Yeah, they were, and I don't know about you. Did you go shopping this weekend?
Grocery shopping.
I want to do a mall check, but I mean, I went to see the movie Iron Man 3, and it was packed with people. And I do this because I want people to realize that the economy is doing well. There was a line of 200 people to see this movie 2 hours prior to opening in Mira Mesa Edwards Theater. So, but why are we bringing about this here? Because what's going to happen, people do the wrong thing when it comes to investing. Now, a little background on Disney. The movie brought in $200 million, which sounds great. The movie initially cost $140 million to make. It was $200 million to make.
And in one weekend, they're making a profit.
Well, no, they're not, because that includes that's a gross. So they're not making a profit.
Okay,
yes, that's the gross.
I
So,
thought you were talking net. Okay.
But I tell you what, people want to do is they now see Iron Man, they want to run out and buy Disney because of the fact like, oh, it's going to do great and so forth. I bought Disney back in 2008 when nobody wanted it. A great time to buy Disney. Remember that movie John Carter? You may not remember. It was a bomb. The stock went down dramatically. You do not buy stocks on good news. You buy kind of like Disney when they have a bad release come out, the stock will go down, and then a year or so later, oh.
Because you know they're going to invest in themselves to create wealth. They're going to have another hit.
Right. And maybe the next movie is a John Carter, where it's a bomb at the box office, the movie drops, or the stock drops and so forth. Do not run out and buy the stock. And again, I'm giving people a tip that we bought it back in 2008 around 22. We sold it last week around 64.5. And that's probably not the top. We never sell at the absolute top. Who knows where that is? But don't buy the stock now. It's too expensive. Be a smart investor. Don't
I like that. Now let's move on to the next point. President Obama has been talking a lot about exporting natural gas. How does that affect us as consumers?
I am so excited about this because this is good for the economy. And what he was talking about in Central America, that they're short of energy. And he says we can export natural gas to Central America to help them out because they have an energy shortage. We have an abundance of natural gas here. Now that's going to do a lot for us here because that's going to create jobs. You're going to have jobs here to be created. We're going to build more stations. We're going to have piping made and so forth. Fracking could be, fracking will be part of it. See, you're a little bit there. But there are some people worried that, oh, that's not fair. Kind of like your YouTube thing. Oh, that's not fair. It's going to push up the price of our natural gas here.
Right, because we're going to help another country and, like, you know.
But
and
you have
we all suffer from that.
We do to some degree, but as a country, you can't keep all your natural resources together because then you're an island. And no man is an island. That doesn't work. You have to be able to get that money out there because what that also does is it increases our imports, and instead of money going out, we have money coming in. So you see, people look at things the wrong way emotionally initially. If you dig down deep into things, you can do things well. So what investors want to do is look at the companies that are going to be selling natural gas, that are building these stations, that are building pipes for natural gas. That's how you make money.
Ooh. See? So what companies should we invest in?
Well, I don't have that for you today.
Okay, next time. Next Monday with Money Matters.
Okay, there we go. Yes.
Let's go into Warren Buffett. I was hoping we could get a soundbite, but I forgot to ask for that. But I watched him today.
You watched him today?
Yeah, well, talking about bonds and stocks.
Exactly. And he had, for those that don't know, he had his annual meeting over the weekend. It's a big to-do and so forth. And some things he brings out. And again, this is one of the smartest investment men in the world. And what he brought out was people do not buy bonds. And I've been saying that for the past year. And he said the same. He doesn't know when it's going to happen, but he says bonds are a bad investment. People need to look in their own portfolio, their 401ks or IRAs. Do you have bonds in there? Gee, maybe that's a warning sign to get out now because the greatest investor of our time.
And when Warren Buffett tells you that, I mean, everybody's going to be dumping at once.
And he has about $50 billion for investment. He's not buying any bonds. You follow what somebody who knows what they're doing does, and that's what you do.
Love it. Okay, we've seen an increase in car sales, and yeah, it's like crazy. There's like even a silly truck, this Raptor truck, they can't dealers are charging $5,000 on top of MSRP. Some of them, not all of them.
Right.
The greedy ones, because they can't keep them in stock. And these trucks are gas guzzlers. In a time where gas prices are raising, like
actually, they're coming. Remember we talked before back in fall. I said they come down. They have come down.
Well,
so forth,
I mean, for what we pay.
For what we.
Hello, you're going to spend $300 on gas if we drive that truck.
But car sales in April are up 8.5%. That's a good thing. Again, talking about the malls, the movies, and so forth. See, I got to get people will not invest until they feel that things are going better. So our job is to tell people things are going better. Crutz are the #1 pick. Reason being, their pickup sales were up 49% from 1 year ago. Now that means a lot to me. Now to you, might say, well, that's trucks. What's the big deal? When you see trucks increase, what that means is construction is doing better, because most people buy trucks. Do it for construction reasons. They're a big advocate of buying trucks and so forth.
That's a showboat now.
Well, not a showboat, but they need those trucks and so forth.
No, but there's another increase in sales with people just wanting them.
Yes, yes. But when you're buying trucks because they need it for work, to put their tools in and their lumber and all that other stuff. So another sign that construction is doing well. So I like that. Just to end, because we've got to wrap, about what we should be doing with our 401k, because that's really important to create wealth. Yeah, and all these things we talk about are very important week after week. But first of all, if you're in cash, get out of the money markets. Don't make the money markets. Get out of bonds, as Warren Buffett says. Do not use these age-based funds, because you get older, they go more to bonds. We said we don't want to be in bonds. If you have a company match, always use that company match. Make sure you put that money in. It's free money. Don't pass it up. Look at the fund manager and not the track record. And please, do not take from your 401k, do not borrow from your 401k. That is for retirement. If you think Social Security is going to be there in that form it is now, it's not. Do not take from your 401k. And if you leave the company, do not roll it to the next company. Take out your own individual 401k rollover. That's really important news. I mean, that's information you can use. Thank you so much, Brent. You're welcome.